folks, it's Queenly Gina and welcome back to my haven. I'm so happy for you all to join me once again. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about something that I hope helps you with life in general. These are some tips and tricks that I practice to help me keep from feeling overwhelmed. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Today's world, it's so easy to feel so overwhelmed with stuff because there's so many things to do. Life, I believe, is not as simple as it used to be. There's so many things that you have to do here, paper.
You have to sign here, things you have to complete here, then you got responsibilities, you gotta pay bills, you gotta keep up with that. Once you finish that, something else is going on over
here. And it's just constant. It just seems constant. That's how it seems. And that's how life is going. It's going. You always see cars going back and forth, people always going and coming from places. And just all of that accumulating can just be kind of really overwhelming. And it's no wonder that people have anxiety and depression these days. We really honestly shouldn't be surprised. There's so much going on, and just a lot of people just aren't ready for it, right? Sometimes I'm not, actually a lot of times I'm not ready for it. So let's go ahead and get into some tips tips on how to deal with responsibility in overwhelming situations. So I really had to think into this, you all. This is like the second time I'm filming this video because I really want it to help people and I really want it to kind of hit home. These are some things that really truly help me to get by, okay? So number one, this really goes for women in particular, okay? Women in particular, we are emotional about situations, okay? Some of us are more emotional than others, but a lot of times we just want to cry, we want to scream, we want to holler, things of that nature. And at the beginning, that's okay to do, but we have to know at some point that we have to stop and we have to breathe, okay? So that's my tip. Number one tip, once we've got the frustration out of our system, we have to take a moment in silence to stop and to breathe, because stopping and breathing helps us to think rationally about a situation. This could be a situation that just pops up out of the blue, or this could be a situation that has been building until it comes to a head, till it comes to a point where it just feels like it's come upon us all of a sudden. Stop. Take a moment and it's okay just breathe in the moment, to just de-escalate, just silence, deep breaths and silence. Number two, we do not want to hesitate in bringing God into the situation. Technically, he's already there in your situation, but you inviting him in lets him know that you really do want him to be there. And it puts you in the mind space that you're not alone. No, even though it seems like you're alone and that things are just about to just go totally wrong, he's got things under control and he's right there with you. 3, in this moment of silence and in this moment of prayer, take a moment to also tell yourself that despite how uncomfortable you're feeling right now, how painful you may be feeling right now, and just how terrible things seem right now, things are gonna be okay. The rain is falling right now, but the sun must come out. It must come out again, right? Through these times, this is what makes us stronger. That's what I tell myself. All right. Here comes the growing pains. Number 4, do not imagine the worst. Try not to imagine the worst if you can. Because the fact of the matter is, we aren't God. We don't know what the future may bring. We may have our plans. We might envision the future. We might imagine the future. But the truth of the matter is, we have no idea what tomorrow is going to look like. So therefore, it does not help the situation for us to imagine the worst possible scenario. Which brings me into number 5, try not to ruminate. Try not to ruminate. There is only so long that we sit and we breathe and we pray, okay? Actually, praying is constant. We should always be having a conversation with the person who's walking alongside us. We should always be trying to engage in conversation there. And that person, I mean, as God, right? But try not to ruminate and bathe in your sorrows. That's really not being proactive. It's just, like I was saying before, leading you into imagining the worst possible scenario, and it's putting you into freeze and lock mode. And what I mean with freeze and lock mode is a situation where you don't feel like doing nothing, where you just want to bury your head in the sand and you just really don't feel like tackling the problem because things have gone out of control. Not only in your life, it seems, but things have really gotten out of control in your head. So I have a little scenario for you all. Mind you, we are all different. We handle situations differently. Some of us, we go into modes where we're in shock. We don't know what to do. I was at home one day working in my yard and I heard a crash and I was like, okay, that's not good. So I kind of ran to see what was going on, and there had been kind of like a fender bender. And you know how car crashes sound a lot louder than they are. No one seemed to be hurt, but I noticed the person getting out of the car, which happened to be a woman. She got out of the car and she started directing traffic. So I was like, wow. Wow, she got out of the car and started directing traffic. Whether she was directing it appropriately, I don't know. Maybe she was a police officer and I didn't know. I'm not sure, but she got out and she started directing traffic. Would I suggest this being what you would do right off the bat? No, but that just goes to show you how all of us can deal with things in a different way. She chose to be proactive rather than to kind of let the circumstance get the best of her. So what you want to be doing instead is you want to be planning, and you want to pick out some things that you can do now. You want to tackle the problem with the smallest thing that you can do now. What is in your control right now? Is it taking out a piece of paper and writing down exactly what everything is so you can take a good look at everything, so you can actually start putting some pieces of the puzzle together? Yeah, pick one thing that you could do right now. So if you all are liking the vibe so far, if you are liking the video, then take a moment to like and subscribe so you all can see me bling through. So believe it or not, what helps in overwhelming situations, what helps with areas and responsibility, stress, anxiety, all those different areas, is trying to keep a clean space, actually. Because keeping a clean space helps us feel more organized, helps us feel like we have something under control, helps us feel like we're doing something, and can help us to create and plan better. So that's another one of my tips, keeping a clean space. The number 8 tip that I have for you all today, and the last tip, and I'm sure there are many others, but the one tip that I have for you all is to practice giving thanks. Practice giving thanks for everything that you have, everything that is going okay, things that make you happy now. And it helps you to balance out in your mind all the negativity and everything that has bunched up in your mind. It helps balance and level things out. And it also helps you to think of the things that you can do right now. is being grateful and giving thanks for the things that you do have right now. I really do hope this video helped someone somewhere with something. It may not be for everyone, but I'm hoping that it's for someone. So I hope you all have a great rest of the day. And if you're getting ready to go to sleep right now, go ahead and have a good night's rest. I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.